I don't really know what this stream is going to be. I mean, I have put it in the description of the thing that we have to do something to change it, and I don't know how to do that. I mean, I even don't know how to make it so that I'm able to be Discord on Streamlabs OBS itself. Regular OBS, fine. Streamlabs, nothing comes up. Like, I still hate that where it says 1 viewer on one thing, well, on my phone, and then it just takes a while for it to come up on there, and also says different times of being live. It's like either, I don't know, yeah, about 2-second difference. Combine that with the recorder being 2 seconds even after behind that, so it's just slightly irritating. For that one viewer, try and recap on what happened last time. A lot. Not that you can go back to watch it because I'm not an affiliate yet, meaning that I can't put the video onto it. Can I easily put onto my YouTube channel? Yes. Because I'm pretty. Bear with me considering I am checking some stuff. Checking to see if the video is still there. Ah, somehow on this one has a spell. I still can't believe you guys why the first one is an MP4 file, but then the rest, I know they are MP4 files. I'm thinking of other stuff. Even if one for some reason has 0 bytes in it. sort warm the stuff out. Yeah, I've saw the situation now. I can't tell if it's on my end, just how my monitor is on my eyes. But whenever it's dark blue text, there's my HB bit 2 on the loud side. But whenever it's dark blue text on a black background, I can barely read it. It's just a block of blue. Also, I don't think I can remember that name. I feel like I should remember it, except I don't. Or the way you know my name, and I preferred it to not be said. I mean, I didn't make that clear, but really. Although it wouldn't entirely matter at this stage. But still not the greatest part of my name being said at all. When I know it's only a first name. But there's gonna be that chance that somehow I get doxxed for no fucking reason. Something that I just can't control, it just happens. Still don't get why you've got all of the laughing slash crying Binding of Isaac emojis. Then again, this one I don't understand fucking anything. Is there really no way to view your own stuff on just a web page on your phone on Twitch? Because I'm pretty sure I tried to find the stuff I'm looking for on the app itself, but it doesn't do that. It only does it on the website itself. Like, why is that up at the top? I didn't realise you could do it from here. Can I not just do that? Not at some point go put some formal professional into this, and I don't know, in my own time, figure out how people put up like the chat, the new follower, donations, all that. Because as you know, all you have currently is background copyright free music, me talking, and the game. Yes, this does look like a YouTube playthrough, and nothing like a Twitch stream. This would normally be behind the scenes though, you wouldn't want to see this. It's just grinding. Just facing the last 5 battles of the game. And this level's suicide. So I literally don't have any other choice. And also I really do need to put more songs on that playlist that's copyright free, but I don't know any others that aren't just OSTs of songs that, well, OSTs of games that I've played that aren't copyrighted. Like the first two Burnout games, all like the OSTs of those are fine. Pretty much all the Pokemon ones are. Transformers PS2, that's fine, but I really don't know about the rest. I mean, I can't put any of the movie in because all that's copyrighted as shit. Like, I know you're able to look at the followers on the bloody website for Twitch, but I do not know where that's possible on the app. Unless if we're being in here. And then I would have to change the profile picture because it's not mine. Eventually I have to commission an artist for it. Well, that's called being honest. Like, why would I ever say it's mine when I can't draw? Because if you'd seen some of the stuff I've drawn on Gartic phone, which you might have last night, some of the stuff on there. Well, to go back to the mafia situations is like, if I block that name out, then someone is just going to be thinking, oh, that's clearly his name. Is there nothing in this sentence that says anything about fight or looking at the followers? Because yeah, I am not finding anything making it so that I'm able to actually find the followers list on my phone. The most I can see is how many I have. I mean, I do get to see some that have followed me in my activity feed, but in terms of followers, can't click on that. Views, can't do anything with that. Viewers, can't do anything with that. What am I meant to do? Now, depending on how this stream itself could be just the grinding one, and then the 5-hour one's the actual battles. Even though that one would just get cut short. I mean, that it might. Or I attempt to go for the Steven fight, which will not go well. Because, you know, no fire moves against a pseudo legendary in the form of Metagross. Saying that's fine's going to do nothing. Although I do have ground move. Still don't have anything super effective at Skarmory, and that's gonna be like level 70. Then if my entire team's gonna be weak to it. Yeah, my entire team is gonna be weak to one of its moves. Like, because it has, pretty sure it has a steel type move, meaning that, oh, my grass and rock type's gonna be done, and it's gonna have a flying move, which means the rest of my team's gonna be done. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking of, like, stuff to do after that Uno stream and after this would be ROM hacks. I have some installed, I just haven't done anything with them, because either they were, from the YouTube that I watched play, I didn't watch the entire playthrough, just a lot of it, or I've heard that it's amongst the best ROM hacks of all time. I mean, if they are what they say they are, because it's on the GBAs, and as most of them are, then it would be great to be like, I know some of them have megas in them, pretty sure more have more improved, some have improved movesets, because like, going based off the Gen 3 movesets only, yeesh, I've already suffered through it, and like, the games are great, but most of the time movesets not helpful unless you have TNs, and this in Gen 5 where TNs are reusable, but even in Gen 5 you get most of the good moves by level 45. Black and White too. Okay, Black and White they were still going based off movesets from Gen 4. So no wonder why Black and White get considered amongst the best. I mean, I would have to agree with them mainly because, and it's pretty much improved Black and White. Like, oh yes, you have all the Gen 5 mons that you had before, but now you have ones from before. You get to explore more of the Unova region, there's more added to it. Trying to think of the best. Iron movesets have been improved so that the level of movesets are sorted like 45 to 50. I don't know if that's all of them, but I've noticed quite a few times, especially with evolutions, that when it was previously 71 to get the best move, it's now 45, because they realised that's too long. Like, you're waiting at least 20 or so levels just to get a necessary move. But now you can get it before the evolve, which is just helpful. Only not, well, some annoying parts being Route 10's no longer available when they had great music for it. With that, I'm pretty sure I have in this playlist. But they made it black and white only. I mean, you can technically go to it via hacking through walls, but that's not exactly authentic. A lot of the boss battles, for some reason, well, gym lanes especially, like, second one onwards, only have 3 mons. Like, okay, yeah, that's fine for like the first, for the second, third, and fourth, but it's like from then on, they should have more than just 3. Because even the Elite 4 only have 4 mons. Very still Champion still has 6, but usually the Elite 4 has 5. I don't mind. Well, Pokemon getting that hypothesized. pretty much just have it so that the first two gyms have 2, then the next 2 have 3, then 4 and 5. And so go with Elite 4 with 5, and then Champion with 6. And then in V matches, all of them have 6. Which you're able to choose either single battle or double battle. Or even just have an option from the start if you want to make every single battle a double battle like Colosseum and XD. Or single battle like the main series. Then whatever, done that. I mean, there's a lot of sort of like the in generations where they should have kept it, but they only kept it to either the generation, a few generations, or just the game itself. First, the Secret should have made a comeback, yet it hasn't. For some reason, last appeared in Platinum. It technically was a thing in Oras. Like, it was an improved version of the PokeNav. Well, the match call. It was an improved version of this because you actually got to see where the people were. Well, okay, and here you still get to see where the people were. But at least you can say that in ours you got to see the Pokemon that they had. I don't think they entirely changed that much, like even after you beat the champion, but you still got to see beforehand rather than just trying to guess based on their trainer clans. Like, okay, what are they going to have? I'm pretty sure most of the time it wouldn't just be same level of mons, it would be higher. At least you'd hope it to be. But it's like Gen 7, pretty sure there's nothing. Like, it's either rebattle the Elite 4 over and over again, just to complete the Pokédex for whether or not, or go right outside the battle tree. It's like, pick your poison, both are gonna be slow. Especially when you're having to go through 5 battles in a row with the Elite 4, considering you still have to hold your position even though if you lose, like at any point, nothing happens. So yes, the first half of it, where you get to become the champion and you're the first one, that's fine. But it doesn't help when the title contenders, even if they beat you, nothing happens. Surely they could just have done it so that you're no longer a champion, they are, so if you beat them, then there's that some form of a rivalry. But no, you get nothing. Like, no consequences. Nothing happens if you lose to them. And if you beat them, then it's just another trainer. So it's like, concept is grey, execution is lacking. I mean, kind of like the Gen 5 experience system concept is, well, half of the concept is great. Mainly lower level Pokemon get more XP, yes, that's fine. But don't make it so that high level Pokemon get less. I'd rather have the feature of there is a chance that based on the level, some high level Pokemon could be too scared and run away. Obviously that would be really annoying for catching them, but most of the time you'd have quick balls then. Or have a level ball. I guess considering there's surprisingly some trainers to fight, I might as well fight them. As soon as they are there. still a bit of a pain of trying to remember where they are though. Because the only other proper rebuttable trainers are these two. That eventually get Magneton and an Explode. I mean, you've found them here. Then on, well, the east or Morville after Surf, and then after Fortree, like just around the massive grass. Is this, I mean, just showing how much I know about this game. I mean, it doesn't help that it was one of the most played games of my childhood and I just reset over it. So as most of the time I just did new teams and didn't give a shit about having just one save file. I mean, obviously now it's like I plan to have it so that one is an actual save file, the other is just there for teams. Sort of like Leaf Green is my main one that I just have for storing a lot of mons on there. Emerald's kind of the same with 5 Ed would be one I just play more. Seeing as I just end up preferring Leaf Green. I can't figure out as to why. God, those still need to be battleable. Is there another one I'm thinking of? I know one of them was a hiker, but could these be any of them? Okay, you're one of them. Don't know how high level they're gonna be. Okay, that's not bad. I'm going good. Not Medicham. Also, I've not checked if some of them, like, with the match call where they get better after this, rather than just, oh, the first rematch is their only rematch team. I mean, yeah, that would make sense for gym leaders, seeing as how tough they are, but not for ones where they haven't got a full team and they're on the level 36. But I don't know, I don't know about the one that's running on the spot, making it seem like it's all playing full lava. That was a funny thing that did not work. Also, you have a gym to level 26, surely that should be a gravel up. And I'd rather be fine than just like you have more XP. Like, oh, you have normal as well. Shouldn't have had gravelers as golem and a camera, just so I can get the more XP from it. And also I could easily check some of the earlier trainers. Seeing as, you know, furthest about the match call, get the number of Pokénav. Okay, I don't know if I fought you before. Gonna have to take your levels. I can't tell. Maybe, but that really should be a balloon. So you have two grass sides and then just a swablu out of nowhere. Not exactly gonna help, it's not an Altaria, it's Dragonfly. But surprisingly a weak one compared to the others. But it's no Flygon. Okay. Not for you before. Okay, I'm seeing that. That's just trying to indicate that there is someone around here. Now, I'm guessing those are on the beach. Fish lands up north. All I know. Oh, you need for the max repel. Bloody. Didn't I get the low super repels? 20 of them. Just annoying that it's not like black to and white to where you can sort them out properly. Like into free space or even just organize them. Well, it's just a weird system for me. But some of them are a bit of interesting, like I'm thinking of organize it so that's like either type is it? Where it likes to put the lower ones higher, like in terms of restoring HP. I prefer the other way around. I have to organize it myself. You know, full restore the top, the max potion. That's what I have. But no one likes to do lowest one first, and you have to organize it yourself. Are there any on round 113? Or are there going to be none? Oh, 5 triathletes in a row. So this is got 119.70, I think. Oh no. Oh my god, I can't even access these without fucking the bloody cut. Okay, that was one on this round, that's it. And there's also still more trainers up here that I haven't even fought at all, because you need servants, like, it's been on the way. But I guess I need as much experience as anything. I mean, because they didn't say that I'm in. just you have these bits, but there's still more to it. I don't know how I ever figured this out. I guess I was just checking all of the water routes. Is there much indication that there's ever anything here? Honestly, it does not look like it. So you would just check. Problem is that, okay, these trains aren't going to be that high when it would be great when you have the 5th gym, not the 8th. It's a level 24, bloody hell. Just easy. Oh, you're joking me. I don't know who that account is associated with at all. But one knows my name. I really can't think of much to even say. And what even is one iron? His packet. That's been much. Okay, it's not like I'm gonna go through several caves just to reach here. There's nothing else. Apart from berries, a few trainers. I'm pretty sure only one actually gave me a rematch possibility. But I've never checked how common they are. Because there's no notification saying, oh, this person's ready for a rematch. It's just a case you have to look in the match call. I mean, by my point, you'd get a lot, but it's like, if you needed it like at certain points, it's either too far to go back, or there's just none. Like, you'd only really do it as soon as you get fly. Well, fly and can use it. I don't know, 27 like noon, I mean, not like it's gonna be a challenge. Is there only in this area that... But this animation is a thing? I wouldn't entirely know, but it just seems like it's one of those. Also, I still feel like Turbo VODS is just... I don't know how much smaller it is compared to Vividian, but it's noticeably. And also possibly smaller than Alex Forest. But then Eternal Forest, I'm pretty sure trumps all of them. And that's large, and also there's a mansion in it. Abandoned one, yes, that has ghosts, actual ghosts in it. But you can get Rotom from it. Although I'm not sure what the case is for. Like, do you have to be the league in that? Ah, yeah, this train says the thing even though I already have 8 gym badges, but I didn't want to find. Okay, this is exactly when I didn't have to worry about the star, obviously. But it's the one afterwards. Yeah, I know it's a level 3 Taylor, but any form of a blind type would be able to demise my team. I didn't have anything to stop it. Oh, come on. And now to go to a useless shortcut, pretty much. Mainly because, to my knowledge, most people don't use it. Not when they'd rather go west to then explore. Like, I ended up just going west to explore. Like, there was no point of going here. And it's still weird seeing these as level 15 Pokemon when you can't get. Well, by the time you find these trainers, your Pokemon are 30? No, like, double the level. Like, what the hell? Okay, it's in and this is one. Like, only gonna have. Okay, level 27%. Still gonna be faster. Meaning I can just earthquake both of them, no bloody problem. Unless helping hand has priority. And quick attack has priority. It's the only thing I can think of. And for some reason, I guess quick claw activated at a terrible time. The fuck is that for a message? Like, I'm not needing to see that at about 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm not gonna censor, it's just something I'm not needing to personally see. Like, I don't know. As if I'm going to know who the hell you are. As well. Because going by usernames, I'm not gonna know unless I've seen it before. I mean, seeing as my username has nothing to do with my name at all. So, I try to keep it as two different things rather than my name being seen. And I was like, guessing none of my actual friends are here to say anything. This isn't Friday, that stream better be a fucking good one. Like I really don't get these things at all because I lost because I didn't have one signature. Like, no, you lost because you have water dams against a grass type trainer. What did you think was going to happen? Not like you brought out water bug type that's actually strong. That didn't exist until Gen 7. It might. Did it exist earlier? I wouldn't know. Only 2 barrels, yeah. I'm pretty sure I know where that is. Okay, yeah, it's either just gonna be. If it's just gonna be more people on the side, would be. I wouldn't want to just do randomizer because how many people have done that? I definitely won't do anything more than Nuzlocke. It's ROM hacks. Solo type playthrough teams, either version can work. Like, either have it so that each month is a singular time, meaning that you can't get a flying type at all, seeing as most of them are normal flying. And it's not Gen 8. Actually, by Gen 7 would be easier, seeing as you wouldn't need an actual flying type. Seeing as you just go around with the overrated, well, most overrated Pokemon of all time. Also, I don't know what it is with Magnemite line. It just gets used so much. Trying to not use the pun. Like, magnets, it just pulls you in, but it's like. But it's just like it's been since Gen 1. I mean, it's pure electric like that, but it's like becomes electric steel. Which is great. I mean, yes, it's 4 times weak to ground. And yes, there is Magnet Rise, and even though it's technically thrown, it doesn't have Levitate. Is it a signature? Well, it was a signature type until Gen 7. But still on the side of, it's pretty much been in every generation it could. Because it had to be in 4 just so you could get Magnezone. I mean, it was in Gen 2, same as Steel types. Gen 3, consider your new Marvel as essentially power plant in a way. But also the electric that uses them. And then Gen 5 can that a technical steel type user. It finds a way into pretty much every single generation possible. Other than again Charizard does that pretty much every single time. Like, okay, yes, Gen 1 introduced. Gen 2 was used by Red, because it was pretty much what a team you could have by the end of playing Yellow. Seeing as, you know, Pikachu, the 3 starters, Snorlax, and then I don't know why one has an Espeon. Most people, there's like an Espeon out of everything when that was only introduced in Gen 2. But then they made it a Lapras in Console Silver. And Gen 3, well, they made it for the mascot for mascot for Fire Red for, you know, Gen 3 remakes. So I don't think it was around at all in a whole in itself. But obviously not catchable because there's a star, but I don't know about Battle Frontier. I know it's nowhere to be seen in Gen 4. But it was still a thing for our console too, though. Seeing as, you know, the Red Barrel, I'm pretty sure at least some trainers and possibly trainer rematches did use them, but generally the rematches, and then would have been likely used in Battle Frontier. It wouldn't surprise me if it was, even though Pokemon is terrible compared to. And then obviously Black and White, nowhere. And then it was seen again for Black 2 and White 2. Oh, I forgot about Charizard being Team Lance's team. Great. And then Gen 6, it's stupidly got 2 Megas. 1 Mega would be fine, but it's the only one that gets 2. You know, the same as Mewtwo, except Mewtwo is a legendary. And, you know, Meta doesn't get as much hate as it does, considering it's not the starter out of the original 3 that gets picked the most. Compared to Charizard, that's a fine flying type they couldn't even learn flying Gen 1, well, Red and Blue. And then just gave it 2 Megas, 1 Fine Flying, and 1 Dragon and Flying. Yeah, because of course it needed that much more exposure. Because I think that was the absolute tipping point for. Yep, Charizard is GameSink's favourite. Pretty much because, I mean, even though Pikachu is the mascot, they like to make a Pikachu clone. And then Pikachu's not in every single one. But Ninth is, I mean, they always find a way to have Pikachu itself interact with the new ones. Find a way to do it. Even though Pikachu itself is weak. But I think it's the case of pretty much every single Pikachu clone, apart from Pichu, is stronger than it. Like, it needs Raichu just so it can be good. But the problem is the Pokemon Company barely ever sees that, you know. And of course I give both Pikachu and Charizard to the main mascot of the anime, who really should have just stopped by now. Okay, no, the anime still keeps going, but stop having Ash. It's already been made that Ash is incompetent. Like, in many cases. Just skip like 10 years, haven't been in a relationship with Serena. Just have that be the end. No, don't have the Pikachu actually evolve, have all of his other mons evolve. Even if his Bulbasaur apparently wants to stay as a Bulbasaur. Still have all the others evolve. Just so we can have him have a Typhlosion and the Alligator. I'm pretty sure he's still gonna have that Squirrel, like, could easily evolve into Blastoise at this rate. And also have a Seismitoad. And also have a Scrafty. Like, so much of his team should have evolved. But the anime writers said no. Just have it so like a 10 years later, like anime has done time skips before, or time jumps, but like just do it for that. You know, have Team Rocket actually be in prison because they didn't. How they keep on getting away with all of their stuff is a puzzle. That isn't just, oh, it's anime. It's like 10 years into the future, so that it actually does age for once, instead of staying 10, even though there's been instances where he should have aged, and yet he didn't. Because it's either the first case where we shown, oh, it's been a whole year since they've been to a place, should have been 11, but then it was, but then that's not how the original translation was. But then in a Pikachu short, it was shown that it had been a year since the two met. So then it should have been 11 then. And, okay, from the J-Witch video, nothing was mentioned of like the original Japanese text, like if it actually said it. And then Black and White just made in 10 then, like, does not make sense. Because people have had theories of either that what age he should be if one season of the anime was, but one region for anime, like in terms of Gen 1 was just that one massive season, and I think Gen 2 was 3 seasons, because they had JoJo's and China and Master Quest, so it's like each region would be a year, meaning that he'd be close to 20 at this point. I would go based on number of episodes, meaning they'd be reaching 13 to 14. Or the one of the coma, because of course people haven't done that before. Okay, so there's 2 available and I want to 1. Luckily in this game, unlike Ruby and Sapphire, you get to see which rounds are which. Seeing as for some reason you have to go to the town map on that one. On this, nah, you have it rounds like that. I just can know which ones are which. I guess this is one of them. But it's like, okay, the magical truth I said it's based on routes. Like if they do it based off like trainers on routes, like starting from the first one being the closest one from Leo Room, and then do it in progress of that. Easy to track, rather than likely when you got the numbers in the first place. I think it does that, but then it still prioritizes gym leaders low up the top. I don't know if you can move them. You might be able to, I don't know. Well, at least these are difficult ones, seeing as they've already close in the level before by 35. Could easily be a slacking. Although you still end up preferring the Vigoroth, seeing as you don't have to just recharge every single time. I mean, the reason why Truant would be a bit is because it's a sloth. But it's still fun is that it's like the middle stage is that hyperactive that it doesn't have the Truant ability, but its pre-evolution and its next evolution both do. Are they sloths? Yes, but it's still weird. It's like, okay, it doesn't carry on throughout. And it's just the middle one just gets so hyperactive and then just mellows out a bit too much for its evolution. Granted, Truant was needed, seeing as 680 BST, I think. Well, somewhere along those lines. Flacking has. And it's not a legendary. Like, that's a case of it needing an ability just to nerf it. Meanwhile, Regigigas is supposed to be legendary, yet it's still got a slow start. And doesn't get any moves so that you can get rid of it. Which is bizarre. I mean, why make the leader of the Reggies weaker than its prodigies? I don't know the word for it, but make it so that the three originals are stronger than one's supposed to be the king of the Reggies. I mean, they could have really just made it, change the ability so that it could get stabbed for fine moves. So it's technically a normal and fine type. And so that it can just wipe the floor with all of the Reggies. Cause, but the original three Reggies. Because the original three Reggies are all weak to fire. Yes, one has incredible defense. But still. It's still weak to it. Like, they could have easily just done that without slow start. Just no slow start, because slow start just cripples it to oblivion. Making it useless. And yet it's supposed to be incredibly strong. Add that with in Platinum, for some reason they made it level 1. I don't get that. You make a legendary like that. The only time when you would is if it was like the eggs from events. Or it's small in the first place, not something supposed to be the king of 3 other legendaries. Because then you'd be thinking, oh, it's strong. Even if it isn't. Like, well, it is without the start. Without it, it is. Just doesn't help it with that ability. It's like, it hinders it that much. Why would they ever do it? Why would they hate Regigigas that much to create it and then cripple it? Like, but that's just why. And then, okay, it took them a while to make new Reggies, like one for each. From, well, Electric and Dragon. Still weird that, like, oh, the Reggies have had no problems in prominence until Gen 8. Like, okay. It takes you that long to acknowledge that, oh, they still exist outside of just making them accessible for Pokemon. For players who don't have the old games. Like, but only those. So we have Rock, Ice, Steel, Dragon, Electric for the disciples of a normal type. Okay. Seeing as, you know, there's always been Jones of a fine type, just being Regiflex, and it's just muscle and it's disgusting. I haven't seen Final for the other types, because that'd be interesting. Or even if one of them is a type combination. But what would it be for water? Because it's like, if it just embodies water, what would it be? Because it can't just be a tie away with a face. It's just weird. I mean, grass, the only thing you can end up think of is a giant train. No, I don't know if that'll usually worth it, but like, I mean, seeing as Ben Alecki, well, Reggie Alecki is, well, electrified and is like, well, charged crystals? And then Reggie Draco is, well, a dragon's head on one side and it's pink in the middle. So they could go with a lot of things, honestly. I mean, there's that, then still need to make every single time combination possible. Possibly a lot of things that cast for and make every single type at least have each type have at least one evolution. And that should have happened by now. Could have not introduced some in Black 2 and White 2. Introduce some more in Gen 7 or even introduce them in Gen 8. I mean, Gen 8 they made it possible so that you can get a collection earlier compared to every other game since Gen 4. They could have done something, but no, they've done nothing. They've just been fine with the original 3 from Kanto, the Day and Night from Gen 2, nothing from Gen 3, Leaves and the Cold from Gen 4, and then the Fairy from Gen 6 to show off the new type. But then if you were even planning to do show off a new type, why couldn't they just also create a steel type in Gen 2? Because they did one of the 2 new types. But I guess what they did was give one of the new types an evolution, give it an Elite 4 member, and make it so that all that type ever does is most of the time be Elite 4 member. No gym leader, nah, just give it to Steel quite a few times, same as Gen 2, Gen 4. But still made it more common than Dark. It took until Gen 8 to get a Dark type gym. Like, what the fuck? I know people were wanting it only because every other type, including fairies, had a gym of some sort. So why wait this long? Yeah, that was just a lot of ranting that I originally started from. Charizard somehow still getting prominence, even though it hasn't been an actual star choice technically since Gen 6, but properly since, I'm counting Gen 3 because might as well not count Gen 7, when it's more remakes of Yellow, and even though it's not much star choice then, but Gen 6 is not even the main ones, so probably since Gen 3. But it's like it still was usable and got G-Max form, even though the other ones, like Blastoise and Venusaur, didn't get any until later on. But in the base Sword and Shield game, now we have a Charizard and only Charizard here. Why? I won't know. Like, no one will know, apart from Nintendo, but not Nintendo with GameSync. just liking to choose it. Like, no. Have they not? Have they forgotten about the poll from 2016 that the most popular Pokemon was Greninja? One that I'd say deserves it more, considering I end up liking Greninja. When it was the first water dark type for a starter. Or even the first dark type in general for a starter. I mean, it is the best Gen 6 starter, considering the others are pretty much a furry magician. And whatever the fuck Chestnut's gonna, well, is. I mean, yes, Chespin's fine. Yes, well, interested in what department? Or you just being sarcastic? Because I'd be sarcastic at this point, because I'm just talking shit at this point. Because I'm just grinding, like I'm talking over that. It's technically a voiceover, but it's a live voiceover. It's not like I'm doing anything else. So I just have to get my opinion somewhere, even if I'm in when it's going to see them. But it's just some of my slight frustrations with Pokemon as a whole. Because is it a great franchise? Yes. But is it perfect? Hell no. Because if it was perfect, then many of the problems that I've had with the franchise wouldn't be a problem. They'd be sorted. Where the other trainers are. Okay, 120, where the hell is that? How far is that from here? And there's a water valve. Right there, that's... Grinding at any point in a game is just not interesting. Could you remove it? Like playthroughs, you're not going to see much of it, unless it's incredibly sped up and you're still seeing a lot. But it's just done that fast that it's not slow. Because obviously you just want to get to the main game itself, not the most, well, two of the most, well, one of the most boring parts of a game like this. The second part most likely would be somewhere on the lines of long cutscenes that you've already seen before that you can't skip. Like that's the only other one I can think of for something like this, even though there aren't many cutscenes in this. That the only time when there actually is near, well, for the legendaries, and that's still cool. Well, the Rayquaza one is. Not the one of Kyogre and Groudon just hitting each other. I mean, that just happens. And don't think there's any other cutscenes. Like, don't think there are any that do that. I mean, there's obviously going to be some cases for the plot where you can't do anything and you just watch it happen. I mean, that's technically a cutscene, but it's no longer the case of the camera moving so that you're no longer the main focus. Hey, this is what I choose to do. Spend my Thursday afternoon not using the fast forward button, could I? Yes. But I'd rather not when it's too fast. I've already used it for whenever I did randomizers. Racing chinchows, and that's rare. Well, if they were the ones the one I'd fought before, where is it? No, it definitely is on this route, says it. The problem is that it's that large, and then it's obviously it's a female trainer, but where am I having to bloody go? Okay, there it is. Oh wow, really one left. And a level of 19. Well, if I had enough of the content, I would just get my opinion on all mons that aren't just ones I hate. I mean, there aren't that many that I outright hate. Some I don't care about, some I really love. Just happens to be that a lot of the ones I like are ones that get overshadowed. Like Dragon one that gets outshadowed. Well, not okay. Why don't I say outshadowed like that? Overshadowed when it's a pseudo legendary. Yeah, it's not the main one because Garchomp was the one that took the spotlight for pretty much everyone. Don't know about Dragon like the most of the time. It's just Garchomp that takes all of it for pseudo legendary. Which is fine, I like Garchomp, but not much, really. That it's used by, obviously, Cynthia. 3 choices in Falcon 2. But also just is used so much compared to God Mega that ended up being worthless when the original was preferred. I'm pretty sure it's seen at least if you turned it in on me. I don't know, but it's like yeah, Garchomp's the one that ends up stealing it from Mega themselves, and Yeah, I think that dragon honestly is one of the ones I could overshadow the most, seeing as pretty sure it was, yeah, apart from Dragonite, yeah, Dragonite and High Dragon were the only pseudo legendaries before Gen 6 that didn't receive a Mega. Because Tyranitar did, Salamence did, Metagross did, although two of them were the pseudos for Gen 3, so that would make sense. Garchomp did as well. Not Hydreigon, not Dragonite. Just a bit of why? I mean, I know they were trying to make one for Flygon, they couldn't, even though they should have. But it's like, Garchomp didn't need one. And if they just stuck to the idea of only Pokemon that actually are weak and need some form of like a power boost get a Mega, then it would be fine. But then even they fucked that up by making some of them incredibly strong. Like Mawile, pretty much the best Mega possible. And then to add into the injury for Megas, barely even feature them in X and Y. There's like 3 at the most. You've had Megas since past 3rd gym, or even before the 3rd gym. And as soon as you get the evolved version of your star, you're fine. Pretty sure you could get the iron for it very quickly. You can just get the Mega then. And it's like, oh, the next time you're gonna see a Mega by a trainer is Lysandre? Why am I thinking of that? It's like Team Flare's like leader is, well, has a Mega Gyarados, and apart from Mega Gardevoir, I don't think you ever see one, which is just weird. It's like they make it that much of a prevalence just to barely even feature them. You know, that makes sense. Let's put so much emphasis on this, but you hardly ever see them. Like, how would that even work? It's just how it's done. Just make it seem like Megas are a big thing. Get rid of them by the time we come to Gen 8. To then replace them with Dynamax and G-Max. Because it seems to be like, is it just more recent or they done more gimmicks, seeing as Z moves, no one liked them when it was just unpredictable which one it was going to be. And then just a lot of the time it ended up in signature Z moves. As like Megas were initially hated. Seeing as, you know, some people compared Mega Evolution to Digimon. And it always becomes a thing of, well, I'm not sure if it's always a thing, but there are just some special cases, especially Pokemon, where it's like, oh, they got rid of something and they want to bring it back, when apparently when they first initially came out, like hardly any did like. So it just becomes a case of they want something that they don't have anymore. So they could very easily just go back to how they were, like, oh, why did you bring this back? Even though they clearly did want it. It's like, some of them, yes, just don't make it so that Mega Mawile is that powerful. Not I'll give the Mega to Banner and Samurai. But not to the pseudo legendaries, they were already powerful enough. Don't give them to the legendaries, since they already had there was already 2 from Mewtwo, and then Primal Groudon, Kyogre, and then Mega Rayquaza. Like, that's a lot. But that would be a lot of powerful mons. I mean, and then Venusaur became even more useful with Thick Fat with only 2 weaknesses. I don't think Mega Blaster was used much. And then they also really did not use. Still don't know why they gave him like 3 cannons, but still have it so that the water comes out of his mouth, and not even the cannons. He already had 2 cannons, but they were never used in the games. They were definitely used in, pretty sure the anime, I know they were used in Origins. But it's like in the games, I think from Genesis onwards, you actually see the animation comes out of the mouth. Like, what's the point of designing cannons if you're not gonna use the cannons? That's equivalent of making a really big weapon to be powerful, and it's like, nah, we're not gonna use it. Bloody use it! I mean, this is what happens when I can get going. I talk passion down back on very easily. Often don't get a chance to with my mates when none of them seem to give a shit. Like, it's one of the many franchises that I will talk a lot about that I just can't. Because they would take the piss, and certain people like to take the piss out of a certain franchise, even though the concept is that amazing that if anyone does hate it, then they can't exist. Is that a bit heavy? Yes. But I've not explicitly said what the franchise is or even the concept. So it just makes it incredibly vague. Intentionally. I'm not gonna talk about something when I'm still trying to get my mom's level 50, and I don't know if I'll put them higher, considering they're gonna be higher than the first Elite Four, but I don't want them to be over the level of the champion, and that's 58. I could easily go with 53. Like 53 or 54. Like one of... actually, how many candies would I have spare? Four. Because I thought there was 7. I've already used 3 of them. I mean, it really doesn't help for now when I don't have any more trainer matches possible. I already cleared them out. Okay, yeah, I still have more in the bloody trick house. But that just requires HMs. And as soon as it requires HMs, just at this point, no, I'd rather beat the game with only grass types. and do it the honest way. No speeding up the game. Because obviously this is a case where you're not needing to alter the game so that you can use a full-time team. Like on the cases of where evolution is only possible with another device, with another game. So all trade evolutions and even iron trade evolutions, all those, or even just another game in general just to get the Pokemon in the first place. But if it's a really good one, then yeah. But if it's Roselia, then it's not necessary. If it was Roserade, then yeah, I would. But no, not in this. Seeing as I did a poison type run in Gen 1, and I could have easily hacked in. Well, I did it for Leaf Green, so I could have easily done it to hack in Ekans and Oddish, but it's like, I'm gonna have a pure poison type anyways, and I already have a grass and poison type in the form of my starter, so there's no point. And I also did alter the game so I was able to get Crobat, mainly because that's how the game should have been. Instead of giving you only the Gen 1 Pokédex. Yeah, that's my least favourite thing about Fire Leaf Green, even though I still prefer Fire Leaf Green to Let's Go in the 7 Islands are a thing. But only the Gen 1 Pokédex. Like, no new evolutions, because it would have been great to see a Kingdra. Actually no, because it's based on this, no, but it would have been great to use a Kingdra. And also a Slow King would have been nice, you know, don't get to use that. Politoed, Tyro, and Hitmontop would have been interesting. I know there's more. I just can't think of them. It's like, if they were usable in Fire Leaf Green, it would be amazing. But no. Pretty sure they were fully available, well, some of them were fully available in Ruby and Sapphire, no problem. Like, some of them? I don't know about all of them, but it's like, just make none of them accessible until post-game for Fire Leaf Green to be faithful remakes of Red and Blue. I mean, they clearly didn't go that route for Heart Console Silver, so that you are able to get them before post-game, but then still make some of them stupid late, where it's just nearly impossible. It's either quite long to get them, usually like after you've beaten the champion and also the 8 gyms in Kanto. It's like, yes, you are able to get a Gliscor just after you beat in the league. But at least they did the thing where they put it in the Pokédex. Like, the Hong Kong's also a regular Pokédex, not the national one. And still allowed you to get the... Still allow you to bring in the Pokemon that would have evolved into it if you brought it over to then do a trade. Like, they still allowed you to use the Pokemon. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure I've tried in Fire and Leaf Green. You can't bring over eggs, because there's a chance it would be a non-Gen 1 Pokemon. And you can't even bring over evolutions of the older Pokemon. Which is dumb. Seeing as you have to go to post-game and get the Ruby and Sapphire just to do it. Which is ridiculous, you have to go that far. because you need the post game for the other 4 semi-islands. You have the first 3, and the other 4 are where the Johto Pokemon are. So just that long. Because they always want to either make it impossible for you to use late evolutions, or so long that you might as well just hack it in from the start. Like with Horses, because for some reason it's either in a place where Kingdra is not accessible, or you get it post-game pretty much. Like Gen 4 can only get it post-game. Gen 5 I'm pretty sure it's only post-game. So it's just stupid to like be able to use a Kingdra in a playthrough. It's just difficult. Combine that with Gen 2, where the only way to get it, oh for fuck's sake, the only way to fully get a Horsey in the first place is Whirl Islands, which means you need a water type to get there in the first place. And then just so it can fully evolve it, you need a trade iron. You need a hold iron and then trade it. So it's like, what can you exactly do? I mean, I've managed to be able to use a Kingdra in an actual playthrough, and it's great. But to get there, so much has to be done to even get it, because it's one of the many Pokemon that you can't get it by normal means early. Because they've done that with so many mons. Or even with some of them in later games, they sorted the situation out so that you can get them early. It's just, some of them they've just never done that. Which is just torture. Because it's like, one of your favourite Pokemon of all time is just locked behind so much. But by the time you do get it, you could have easily had another Pokemon of its type. Like, way beforehand. Like, obviously, Ice types. Like, Glaceon in Gen 4 could have easily had an Ice type beforehand. Or just had a Water type with an Ice move. Way before you can even get Glaceon. Fixed in Gen 8, but in Gen 4... Nah, they made Leafeon extremely early. But Glaceon nowhere to be seen. And doesn't matter much to me, seeing as Glaceon's not amongst my favourites. But Leafeon is. But Leafeon still has its own kind of worms for problems. 2 of them, but Glaceon's just like, it's late. And it's like just before 7th gym because of where the ice like boulder is. Or the ice rock. It's just like so many ways at least one of my favourite mods gets screwed over. It's either a starter that's only properly available in either its home region or through an island scan on one day in one area in one game or 2 games. Or it was a version exclusive in this region in one game, made possible in the sequel, like early in the sequel, and then just made impossible everywhere else. Like, that semi describes Teddiursa and Zangwill at the same time. it more describes Teddiursa because, okay, I think it was gold for the originals and then Soul Silver for remakes, of which one was findable, but when you get it, it is lame. Like, it's like with Scarring, it's like 8th gym area. Seriously, I know that Pokemon aren't going to be that high, imagine that they would be, seeing as, like, pretty sure Cloud's Pokemon are, like, high 30s to low 40s, seeing as it's, like, close to Elite 4, when they're in the mid 40s themselves. So it's like, by the time you find Teddiursa, you're pretty sure you can find Ursa in the same area. And in the other game, you're able to find Phanpy/Donphan. This is mainly because Crystal realised a mistake and fixed it so that you can get Phanpy early, like north of the first route of the game, and then Teddiursa, you can find it in Dark Cave, 5% chance in the morning. You're actually able to find them both early, instead of so late that it's like, you know, that already have a full team of 6 by then. So it's just, why? I mean, are they strong? Possibly, but it's like, that late. Just to be able to get a pure normal type or even a pure ground type. Like, do I like both the Mons or even all four of them? Yes. Because shiny Teddiursa is cute. Like, it just is. But two Mons in the original games, just difficult to get to. So much you had to do. Crystal, they fixed it, and then Gen 4 remake, well, Gen 2 remakes, they went back to where they were, but flipped them because of, for some reason, original Gold and Silver, they were flipped of what games they were in. But Gonzo Silver, they went back to what they were for Japanese Gold and Silver. So even though it would technically be an amalgamation, not Gonzo Silver, amalgamation of Gold, Silver, and Crystal, it's still the problem of it taking a lot of stuff from Gold and Silver, making it so some teams you just have to bring in from the start just to manage your sanity. Like wanting to use the Teddiursa or even Phanpy early in Gold or Silver, you might as well just bring that in with an egg. Like bring it in from another game, hatch on yours so there's the OT, then use it. Not wait at 7 gyms, go south from where the 8th gym is to then get it. Like, why? Why even Chinchou's Lantern? Semi, but I mean you can get Fortune? Well, earlier, but you need a good rod and you have to go all the way back to the starting town, which most people won't do. But this, you can still access a shortcut by the time you beat the third gym. So it's not as bad as like having to go through Alex Forest, the cave, and all of that. You're still able to just go to Violet through there, but it's like that much to get one. And then Gen 3, not possible until 7th gym with Dive, when you already have a water Pokemon to use Surf anyways. Can't spot. Oh, that's 85% accurate and reduces speed. I don't use pin missile. It's weak anyways. But this is just slow with no trainer battles. And I can't do much. There aren't any agile repeatable trainers. The gyms don't rebound until after the league, and it's rare to even find one. Because it takes forever to just get the one. Because no doubt the game is expecting you to do pretty much all of the Battle Frontier. So arguably I haven't done. Soon as it's pretty much compared to Batman against the AI. Which if you really do want to properly set up, then it's going to have to be set up the amulet coin, find the elite four so many times that you have max money, spend it a lot on vitamins, breed so that you have the best nature, and then from there breed it so that you've got best IVs, well, EVs or IVs, but so that you essentially have like the best, have 6 in each stat, and then you have to grind upon certain Pokemon just so the best stat gets improved and not any others. Can it take a while? Yes. Do I have to keep on finding gold ones that I'm slower than? That I can't do much against. I mean, guys are dog type and that I can't do much with. There's heavy armors that can just defeat with a fire move. Or Goldbound that can just destroy with a cutter. I don't have much choice. Oh, and also occasionally combine that with the Hariyama's using Whirlwind or the Leon's using Roar. As if I'm needing that in my life. Like that! Do they need to? say, I'm the mean there's also nothing to reply to. Well, I can't just have a server have this be in the background but I'm doing something else that's also visible on the screen. Well, I'm so grateful for when Hariyama's decided to use Belly Drum and not Whirlwind. It just makes the fight quicker. I would guess I'm Hibachi. I think in case of it doesn't show anything in here, because it's a cave. But is there even going to be anything here? Nope, still nothing. If I can't just use spring when I'm just gonna get critted very easily, seeing as I don't know how when it's not even a move that has a high crit chance. And it was likely going to be close to dead anyways. And also it's faster. Like, already has the black glasses, it's like, the click on, but that's not guaranteed. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. about just grinding. I don't even know what he's saying. does not feel like I've been streaming for good 2.5 hours at all. I mean, I feel like I haven't barely said anything, then again, that's just because I've had nothing to respond to. Because it likes to say one viewer, but it could easily be 0. With that one viewer, no one wanted to say anything. Okay, why is the YouTube player decided to break down? Of everything. Indeed, I'm hoping it's just YouTube itself. And not just my Wi-Fi, otherwise this is going to sound really weird. My nose gone down 1 bar, but somehow it's broken everything to do with YouTube. That does not want to function at all. Like the progress bar's like at 75%, but I can't do anything. I don't know why just now it decides to stop. I don't know why it would just... I don't know why it would stop at 60 when there's still like 20 more songs to go, and it's supposed to be on loop. And I thought YouTube players only had one problem. the last 50 minutes even though no fuckers here, like it's just me. Alright, I decided to make this schedule because I can. And with this not being Friday, it's not like I can just... I mean, I could easily just change it to Uno, but I already planned it for Friday. No, I was actually kind of just changing it. And it was already planned. By me, and only me. Although the amount of songs, great songs, that most people haven't heard of that I would like to play now would be too many. Well, of course I decided start, well, only know about streaming when it was too late. I know I should just find the Nevermore ice at some point. Even if I have to. Gonna have to be the second street at this rate, considering how long it's taken just to get all 6 of my members to level 50. Yes, I had one that was close, one that was 46, the others were 44. So just a while. But the only option I have is doing that double that over and over again. This music is just really unfit. I mean, this is what happens when I don't just have one song playing with 10 hours. I mean, I could easily do that, seeing I'm pretty sure there is a 10-hour video of just a loop of the Sonic X theme, intro and all. Like, I know there was that, it was originally, and then it got taken down, and then someone did a 1-hour version, but not with the opening. But it's just like, could that easily be done? Yes. Do I want to do it? No, that's already like... There's already 2 individual versions of the Sonic X theme song in this playlist. And I already have that repeated. Well, have them repeated twice. Well, 93. How long until I can get the like special attack and special defense to at least 100? Because it seems like it's gonna be 50 by the time that happens. Even though the others have at least 2 stats. Yeah, the others have 1 or 2 stats reaching 100 by this point. Okay, yes, lead colour is not that. I think that a lot of it's just somehow gone into special defense. Like, just a bit too much. Why they just stopped? Like, seriously, the music just... Why are they making it seem like YouTube is crap in itself? It's become unresponsive. Well, now it's just got no sound. Okay, 93. So like by 51. I mean, yes, that 174 HP is nice, but could I really use emphasis? I'll try it. What the fuck am I meant to do? If YouTube just refuses to actually seems to be all of Google itself. Like, how am I supposed to do anything? Pretty sure my voice is not that interesting to just hear by itself. Like, why is it done this? Wi-Fi seems to be fine. It's just Google itself is crap. It's just getting nothing from it. I mean, I knew it was already bad when I couldn't even get the picture for the bloody videos up. Like, nothing with your picture, just a black screen. But at least I could still play audio. But for some reason, all of Google just does not want to function. And I don't know how to even... actually how to do anything with it. Because I don't know if it's on their end or my end. Well, I guess one way to see, let's see if the YouTube app works on my phone, since all the social media sites of Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, Discord, they work, and seems like the YouTube app works, but Google itself may not work. No, it seems like the app's working completely fine with Google is, but for some reason, the Google as a whole, nothing. It says that it's connected and everything. That sounded just weird, very stuttery. But otherwise, on my end, all I have is a buffering circle. And I don't know if you'll be able to. So yeah, Chrome itself, the website, why it doesn't, none of it works. What the hell am I meant to do? Because currently, nothing. Apart from I could easily turn audio back on to the game. But I'd rather want music to return. can't do that. Because for some reason it stopped working at all. I mean, the start of my PC didn't work, I think of it actually functioning. But I might easily start 15 minutes earlier. It's 4:45. Because again, this stream's just been awful. Partly me, partly no, like hardly anything in chat that isn't just questioning because I don't know who the person is. Questioning because it's just sexual for no reason. And one person saying it's interesting when it could easily be bloody sarcasm. Except you can't really convey emotion over text unless it's in caps lock. But caps lock was never used except for the first message. What am I meant to do with new tab on Chrome is just blank. Like normally it's not supposed to be that because normally it's supposed to show Google and all of the quick links, especially one for YouTube just so I can get the playlist back up and working. Oh, that's gonna be wow, 8K experience just to get builds at 50. And about 4K for bracket to be level 48. Oh, I've got a few more trainers in. By that I mean 3 trainers. Pretty sure the word main language is around him. Okay, here's him. I know it's going to be just ground types, but Sandstars is one of them. Hard Sandstars is the only one. At level 27, that's hardly threatening. When it solely focuses on defense. When its weaknesses were special.
Now Chrome is refusing to open at all. Clearly it's just going to be a case of restarting and hope it actually does work. Otherwise, what the fuck am I going to do? Yeah, might as well just end it here. Chrome refusing to work anymore. Meaning all music has just stopped. That I can actually use. And I don't know who the one viewer is because I'm guessing it's no one. Except for a Twitch representative that says nothing. Just waiting for me to be too controversial. So I might as well end it bloody here. I have no reason to carry it on. Like, at all. Nothing. So, bye to the one person that is actually watching this.